You know that moment in a book or a movie
Yeah.
where someone loses their memory of the person they love most.
Yeah.
It grabs you, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It hits something really fundamental about connection and maybe how fragile it can feel sometimes.
Well, today we're plunging right into a novel that tackles exactly that. It's called Lost in Wonderland by Jack Quill.
And for this deep dive, we've got some really good stuff to work with. We're looking at the Amazon page, the Goodreads page, which is great. It has author notes and reader reactions, plus a review from Literary Titan and another from the Outstanding Creator Awards.
So our mission, really, is to unpack this story. The core narrative about love, loss, memory, the themes that pop up, and how people are actually responding to it.
Okay, so the basic setup is this. Alareese, she's in a serious car accident.
Right, a real tragedy.
Exactly, and it leads to two huge things. The loss of their unborn child and Alareese. Alareese loses her memory of the last 5 years.
Wow, 5 years. So that includes everything about Jack.
Everything. Her marriage, their relationship, all of it. Just gone for her.
So that's the central conflict right there. Alareese has this huge gap, no memory of Jack.
And Jack is dealing with, well, unimaginable grief, losing the baby, and now his wife doesn't even know who he is.
The big question hanging over it all must be, can she fall in love with him again? From scratch.
That's the core of it, yeah. Can that connection be rebuilt when the foundation is just missing for her?
Something that jumped out at me immediately was the title, Lost in Wonderland. It feels pretty deliberate. More than just a catchy name, right?
Oh, definitely. The author uses that whole Alice thing as a sort of metaphor for Alareese's state.
She's fallen down the rabbit hole into a life she doesn't recognize.
Exactly. The Literary Titan review mentioned how it reflects her disorientation, her trying to make sense of this strange new reality. And the author on Goodreads even talks about having these heavily marked up copies of the Alice books.
Not just Alice, though. I saw Peter Pan mentioned, too.
Right. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, Through the Looking Glass, and J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan stories. Seems like those ideas were really swirling around.
That's fascinating. And the Outstanding Creator Awards review pointed out these aren't just vague themes. They're like woven into the actual text, chapter titles and stuff.
Yeah, apparently so. Alareese is kind of positioned as this Alice figure, lost and trying to find her way.
And Jack, where does he fit in? Is he the Mad Hatter?
Huh. No, more like Peter Pan, actually. At least in some ways.
Peter Pan. How so?
Well, he's got that adventurous, brave leader vibe, which fits with him being a fire captain, but it's deeper than that, too.
Okay.
Alareese apparently sees him as, even more heroic than just adventurous, especially when you find out about the dangerous stuff he does, the life-saving things. The Outstanding Creator Awards review mentions some intense firefighting scenes that highlight that.
So less boyish adventurer, more mature hero.
Kinda, yeah. It adds this layer of nobility.
Let's dig into Jack a bit more then. Fire captain that tells you something right away. Courageous, handles pressure.
Definitely. But the reviews all seem to stress his softer side, too, even with everything falling apart for him.
Like what?
Well, words like respectful, compassionate, understanding, self-sacrificing come up a lot. The Outstanding Creator Awards review really hammered those points home. Like he's this absolute rock for Alareese, supporting her but not pushing her.
They even joked he should run for office, right?
Yeah. They were clearly impressed. He sounds almost too good to be true, but in a believable way within the story.
And he does these slightly odd things to try and connect. Something about a cat.
Oh, right. Kevin the cat. He's babysitting Kevin for his best friend Hayden.
Babysitting a cat.
Well, yeah. It seems partly like an excuse to be around Alareese, maybe make her smile. He has this running joke about Kevin being able to jump 7 feet high.
Okay, that's kind of sweet. The bit of lightness.
Exactly. The Literary Titan review pointed that out those moments of humor are really important given the heavy stuff. It hints at the relationship they used to have.
Right. Okay, let's switch over to Alareese. She's a librarian. Does that play into things?
I think it does, yeah. Being a librarian suggests someone connected to stories, to history, to how things are recorded.
So losing her own story.
Exactly. It makes her personal memory loss feel even more, profound. And the Outstanding Creator Awards review mentioned something interesting.
What's that?
That even with her memory gone, she finds herself drawn to the Alice and Peter Pan stories again. Specifically, the Little Golden Book versions from childhood.
Huh. Like seeking comfort in something familiar, even if she doesn't know why it's familiar.
Maybe. Or maybe those simple foundational stories just resonate with her feeling lost and needing guidance. It's like they're anchors in this confusing new world.
Just like Alice falling into Wonderland, Alareese is dropped into this life with this husband that feels totally alien.
Precisely. That Alice comparison really works to show her inner turmoil, trying to piece things together, dealing with this stranger who's supposed to be everything to her.
It's not just them, though. They're supporting characters. Jack's friend.
Right, Hayden. He's Jack's best friend, former roommate, coworker, apparently provides a lot of the humor, always teasing Jack. The OCA review mentioned him.
And Alareese's mother.
Tabitha, yeah, she sounds like a really grounding presence. Supportive of both of them, a voice of reason. The reviewer even said they wish they had a mother-in-law like her.
Okay, so it sounds like a good supporting cast,
Yep.
adding both comedy and stability.
Yeah, it seems well balanced. Which brings us to the overall themes and the writing style.
Okay, so the big themes. Love conquering all. Resilience.
Definitely resilience, enduring love in the face of, pretty extreme trauma, and also that whole journey of rediscovering yourself, rediscovering a relationship after everything changes.
And the style. Emotional,
It's-
buddy. Both. It seems like blend. It tackles deep emotions, but weaves in that humor we talked about. The Literary Titan review did say the plot moves kind of
Gently.
gently, meaning
Maybe not super high-octane drama. They suggested some readers might want more, like big twists or something.
interesting. Did that come up elsewhere, like on Goodreads?
It did, actually. While lots of Goodreads reviewers called it beautifully written and super sweet, there was one who felt it was a bit, eh?
Eh, why?
They mentioned wanting maybe more detail and feeling the resolution around the lost baby felt a bit rushed.
See, that's fascinating. Different readers connect differently. But the Outstanding Creator Awards score was really high, wasn't it?
Yeah, like 95 plus out of 100. They really praised how it took the amnesia idea, which, let's face it, isn't brand new, and made it feel fresh by focusing so much on Alareese's internal experience. They called it a 2024 favorite.
So overall, the vibe is positive, even if the premise sounds familiar.
Seems so. The way it's handled, focusing on Alareese, using those literary parallels, that seems to be what elevates it for many readers. The Goodreads score is decent too, 3.76 stars with a good chunk of 5-star ratings.
And it's good the author put trigger warnings up front on Goodreads. That's helpful.
Absolutely. Mentioning the car accident, the loss of the child, PTSD nightmares, it lets readers know what they're getting into.
Okay, maybe just quickly run through the publication details. Who, when, where.
Sure. So author is Jack Quill, that's a pen name, apparently from the middle name Jacqueline, edited by Tori Jewell, published by Jack Quill and Inc., came out May 4th, 2024.
Formats. Length.
Kindle, paperback, hardcover. Paperback's around 330 pages, though one source said 292, so somewhere in that range. We've got the ISBN and ASEN if you want to look it up. Genre-wise, it's contemporary romance, small town, clean and wholesome.
And it's doing okay on Amazon?
Yeah, pretty well. Get some good ranks in small town romance. Oh, and a fun fact the author shared. The fire station number in the book, 1016, is a nod to the Mad Hatter's hat price, 10 shillings and sixpence, 106.
Nice little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Shows that Wonderland theme runs deep.
Totally. That playful detail is kind of cool.
Okay, so pulling it all together, we've covered the core conflict, memory loss, trying to rebuild love. We've looked at how that Alice in Wonderland idea works as a metaphor throughout.
Yeah, and we dug into Jack and Alareese as characters, their struggles, their strengths, plus the supporting cast adding lightness.
And the reception, mostly really warm, praised for its emotional depth and fresh take on amnesia, though a few readers wanted a bit more, maybe dramatic edge.
Right, so hopefully for you listening, this gives you a really solid feel for Lost in Wonderland. The key plot points, the themes, how people reacted, all without getting bogged down.
Like a quick trip through the looking glass, getting the essence of Jack and Alareese's story.
So here's something to think about, maybe mull over after this. How does using familiar stories, like Alice in Wonderland, actually change how we think about personal trauma? Does it deepen our understanding of rediscovering love, or maybe frame it in a new way?
Or maybe think about this. What does the generally positive reaction tell us about what kinds of stories resonate right now? Stories about overcoming huge obstacles for love. Why do those keep pulling us in?